Imagine this. You're lying on your couch. Your cat sprawled across your chest like a furry paperweight. Suddenly, you sprinkle a bit of dried green leaves on the floor. And that same sleepy furball goes from Zen monk to rockstar, rolling, purring, and acting like they just discovered the secret to happiness. That little magic trick? Catnip. But why does it turn cats into total goofballs? And while we're at it, why do cats sleep so much? And how did they even end up living in our homes in the first place? Today, we're diving deep into the quirky world of catnip, cat naps, and the fascinating history of house cats. Here's the thing. Catnip is basically nature's party favor for felines. About 2/3 of cats have this bizarre genetic sensitivity to it. The active ingredient, nepentolactins, binds to receptors in their noses and flips a switch in their brains, lighting up the happy zone. To us, it looks like cats are high, but for them it's more like a quick euphoric rush that lasts around 10 minutes. Some cats roll in it, some go into full zoomie mode, and others just bliss out like they've found cat nirvana. Fun fact, lions, tigers, and leopards can react the same way. Imagine a 400-pound tiger rolling around in catnip, nature's biggest inside joke. Scientists have even done quirky experiments with catnip. Some tested whether cats reacted differently to fresh catnip versus dried, or whether other plants like silvervenes and valerian roots trigger the same bliss. Turns out, some cats who ignore catnips go absolutely wild for silvervenes. It's like finding out your friend hates pizza but will annihilate an entire cake in one sitting. Every cat has its flavor of joy. Now, while catnip gets all the fame for its trippy effects, what cats are really known for is sleeping. If there were an Olympic medal for naps, cats would take gold every time. On average, cats snooze anywhere from 12 to 16 hours a day. Some serious overachievers even hit 20. And before you accuse your cat of being lazy, remember this. Biologically, cats are predators designed for short bursts of high energy. They're wired to stalk, pounce, and then crash. That endless dozing is their way of saving up energy for the hunt, even if the only prey in your apartment is a feather toy. And yes, cats do dream. Scientists have found they experience REM sleep just like humans. If you've ever seen your cat twitching, pawing the air, or making tiny chatter noises in their sleep, chances are they're dreaming. About what? Probably hunting, or stealing your snacks, or plotting world domination. We'll never know, but it's fun to guess. Here's another twist. Cats aren't just night owls. They are crepuscular, meaning they're most active at dawn and dusk. That's why your cat decides to sprint through the hallway at 3 a.m. To you, it's chaos. To them, it's prime hunting hour. So how did we end up sharing our couches, beds, and sometimes even our laptops with these professional nappers? The history of house cats is surprisingly wild. Unlike dogs, which humans actively domesticated, cats basically domesticated themselves. Around 10,000 years ago, when humans started farming in the Fertile Crescent, cats saw an opportunity. Grain attracted mice, and mice attracted cats. Humans quickly realized these little hunters were the best pest control system around. Over time, tolerance became companionship, and the modern house cat was born. In ancient Egypt, cats weren't just companions, they were sacred. Linked to the goddess Bastet, they symbolized fertility and protection. Families loved them so much that when a cat died, people mourned by shaving their eyebrows. Yes, eyebrows, but history wasn't always kind. In medieval Europe, cats were linked to witchcraft and superstition, leading to mass killings. Ironically, that made the plague worse. Fewer cats meant more rats. Humanity nearly learned the hard way that you don't mess with cats. Fast forward to modern times, and cats have made the ultimate comeback. Not only are they treasured pets, but they basically own the internet. Think of Keyboard Cat, Grumpy Cat, or any number of TikTok famous felines. Cats shaped meme culture like no other creature. Their resting judgment face alone is meme gold. In the US, cat culture goes far beyond screens. Cat cafes let people sip lattes while hanging out with adoptable cats. Entire conventions are dedicated to feline fandom. And Instagram cats like Nala Cat or Little Bub have sponsorships and fan bases rivaling Hollywood celebrities. Cats went from being worshipped in temples to being worshipped on timelines. Different gods, the same energy. And here's a stat that always surprises people: there are actually more pet cats in America than dogs. Quietly, stealthily, like true predators, cats outnumber man's so-called best friend. Dogs might give you loyalty, but cats win hearts with independence, sass, and that perfectly timed cuddle when you least expect it. They are mysterious enough to keep us hooked. So when you look at your cats, whether they're passed out in a sunbeam, chasing invisible bugs, or losing their minds over catnip, you're seeing more than just a pet. You're seeing thousands of years of history, biology, and culture wrapped up in a small, fluffy packaging. Cats didn't beg for our love. They didn't fetch, herd, or guard. They just showed up, kept the mice away, and over time, somehow became royalty in our homes. And maybe that's the most fascinating part. Cats never tried to win us over. They didn't bend. They didn't break. They stayed true to themselves, aloof, unpredictable, endlessly charming. And by doing so, they didn't just survive alongside humans, they thrived. Now here's a final thought experiment. What if cats had never cozied up to humans at all? Picture a world where there are no internet cat memes, no purring next to you on a bad day, no silent judging from the windowsill. Without cats, ancient Egypt would have worshipped something else. Europe's plague might have been even deadlier. And the internet, well, it probably wouldn't even be half as fun. Maybe we'd all be sharing dog videos instead. But let's be real, there's only so many times you can watch a Labrador chase its tail. Cats gave history, drama, mystery, and humor all at once. So the next time your cat dozes off on your keyboard or rolls around like a maniac after a sprinkle of catnip, just remember, you're not living with just a pet. You're sharing your space with a creature that's part predator, part nap champion, part ancient deity, part internet icon, and entirely unforgettable. Cats aren't background characters in human history. They are main characters. And they always will be.